out today. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
A talent buyer, what big names have you worked with?
Big names. I mean, I've booked everything from a band that draws zero, and gym class heroes when they were nothing, and they drew 10 people to our club, to gym class heroes when they drew thousands of people coming back. Your Fall Out Boy, Offspring. We've done everything. Had Chain Reaction. Bands tend to come back after they've already had their success because it's kind of where they broke. Orange County's always been a really good demographic we have a good market, so bands want to come back. So yeah, I mean, Offspring, All American Rejects, Fall Out Boy, Panko Disco, Gym Class. Yeah.
And I also read from your bio that you also work at Roadrunner Records.
Yes.
And as well as a whole bunch of other different things in the music industry. So
Sure.
can you briefly describe what
Certainly.
else you do?
Certainly. I mean, growing up, I went to school here, and I used to go on tour with bands and book my friends' bands. All my friends' bands kind of went on to have great touring success, whether it's a career. So I started booking shows kind of on a whim, like, oh, I'm helping my friends' bands, and then it kind of turned to business, and then Chain Reaction happened while I was finishing up here. I was actually planning on attending law school. I was a poli-sci student here, but at that point I started a company, California Metal Fest, and I'm at Chain Reaction. California Metal Fest presents, we co-promote, we do all the metal shows, kind of like bigger, heavier stuff, and we do about 10 to 20 events a year on that. And then Roadrunner Records came about a year and a half ago. I've been close to all the staff there for a long time, and they wanted to see if I wanted to handle the West Coast for the A&R. So that's essentially what I do there. I go to New York once every 6 weeks to follow up and really collectively, and I'm on the phone with them every day. So it's kind of another job. And then recently, outside of artist management, I launched a music marketing agency partner. Partner Josh Huberman, he ran the music marketing at Pack Somewhere, the retailer.
Oh, yeah.
So he recently left to start our own endeavor, which is great. We work with everyone from PacSun to with the major record labels, and to a lot of the brands, a lot of clothing brands, a lot of retailers.
Great. I'm here with Michael Filson, the founder and president of Artisans Label. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
What is so significant about the name Artisans Label?
It was a company built to help all the people in between the traditional record label and those that do it yourself. So there's got to be something in between. Artisans label, pronounced that way. Sans means actually without in French. I wasn't correcting you, that's just, sans means without in French, and so it's actually artist without a label. And so I wanted to choose that name to directly place everybody that might need our help right in between the do-it-yourself ethic and the traditional record label.
What made you want to start Artisans Label?
Oh goodness. I'll tell you what, I was a musician for 15 years, and it was just watching my friends make bad life decisions about trying to pursue the only avenues they had, either doing it themselves without having really the business expertise to do so, or having that golden carrot of a record deal always hanging over their head, made them choose some really bad life choices, I guess, from health and relationships and education and finances. And at the end of the day, it didn't matter if I have friends that were signed multi-platinum and friends that didn't sell anything, and it seems like they're all working at Disneyland now, hawking churros or something. So, it didn't work out for them. So there needed to be some new middle solution. That's what we do.
That's great. Thank you so much.
You got it.
Okay, I'm here with Adam LaRue, Director of Music Division for ETCLIVE. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, but before you worked at ETCLIVE, you started off at Fearless Records.
Yeah.
And there you were awarded with a gold and platinum.
Yep. Teas and Sugar Cult.
And Sugar Cult. So how did that happen through your position there?
Well, gosh. What I did was, not only was I the publicist, but because you work in an indie label, especially back then when there was a staff of like 5 people, we wore 10 different hats. And so not only was I publicist, but I was doing the radio, doing the video, doing tour marketing, managing interns, doing the street team, doing new media when it wasn't really called new media. Managing the MySpace pages when nobody really cared about MySpace. And just doing everything other than sales. And with that, we sold a lot of records. And, then Hey There Dog came along.
Great.
Obviously better pay.
So you made the right move.
Yeah.
At the right time.
Sometimes there's a lot of times I do miss it. I actually manage an artist who was just recently on Universal Motown Records, so I still do a lot of managing, and I stay in it. But I talk to every single record label, and so I miss working at a label, but I don't miss the hours. I don't miss the stress.
Got you. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
I'm here with Todd McCartney, General Manager for Fearless Records. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay, and before you were general manager for Fearless Records, you were a tour manager and a touring musician and distribution consultant. What was the best part of doing all of that? Was it chaotic or?
I would say working with talented people. You know, it's never in the music business. It's like somebody said on the panel. It's never an individual type thing. It's a team of people doing cool stuff. And all along the way, I've just worked with talented and good people.
What's the most talented person or most exciting person that you've worked with?
Jeez, so many.
What's the most talented person or most exciting person that you've worked with?
Jeez, so many. Well, I mean, it starts with my coworkers. You know, like some of the management and other coworkers at the company that I work for now, because I've been with Fearless for 8 years. And then I would say, you know, some of the artists that I've come across in my day, like working with them at the drive-in or Plain White Tees. I was on the road. I got to be on the road with Jimmy Eat World at a point. You know, Sugar Cult, the Aquabats, Mayday Parade, the Maine. Like, they're all such talented people.
Here with Terry Durian, Executive Assistant and Office Manager for Power 106, and is it Emmis? Emmis Communications. Thank you so much for coming out today. I really appreciate it. In your bio, you had mentioned that you held various part-time positions at local radio stations while also going to school, getting your BA in radio, TV, and film. And there are students here that are trying to intern and also have a life as a college student. What advice would you give to balance that all out?
Oh, it's, you know, the best time to do it is now. Because it only gets harder as you get older. If it's something that you're that passionate about doing, you just make the time and you do it. Radio was something that I always wanted to do, so I had that passion, that little bug inside me from a very early age, and it just kept growing. The more I found out about radio, the more I wanted to know about it and learn about it and get in there and do it. So I was able to luckily get an internship while at college, and I was also working part-time. College students need money, and so I was balancing a lot. You know, you have to carve out time from your social life, unfortunately, and make it work, because it is all towards your career, that ultimate